What is the mysterious green door, and how does it tie together all these different gamma monstrosities? Well, let's find out together, shall we, as we hop on into the Immortal Hulk issue number 4. Alrighty then, so as we join the comic, we check back on in with crusading journalist Jacqueline McGee. Her bosses at the paper are getting quite cross with her right now in her recent Hulk obsession. It's really becoming her white whale. She says that if she's just given a little bit more time, she can crack the story of the century. The Hulk can be to their paper what Spider-Man is to the Bugle. All she's missing is just one really great interview to put her over the top, and that interview turns out to be with none other than Walter, aka Alpha Flight member Sasquatch. You'll recall it's been established elsewhere that Bruce Banner and Walter were actually college roommates. In fact, Bruce had managed to transfer into that school because of the research that was getting done with Gamma. Even back then, he was absolutely obsessed with it. Walter was pretty interested in everything Bruce was saying. He thought he was an alright guy, but even back then he was affected by his sometimes violent mood swings, showing that even before the Hulk, Banner dealt with anger issues. Walter was also never as smart as Banner. He got by on his football playing abilities and really only dabbled in science on the side. But after the whole Gamma Bomb incident and Bruce Banner becoming the Hulk, Walter figured that maybe if he dropped sports, he could dedicate his entire life to science and recreating the accident that turned Bruce Banner into the Jade Giant. He was able to recreate the experiment, and in fact, Walter was able to keep more of his personality while transformed into his Sasquatch state. It's after that, though, things start to get quite interesting. You see, Department H, the superhero controlling arm of the Canadian government, founded under Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau, no really, that's the new canon, helped fund Sasquatch's experiments and even helped test the transformation out in the Arctic Circle where he couldn't hurt anybody. It was during that time, though. Walter believes the gamma radiation had managed to touch something he never meant it to, something supernatural, something otherworldly. He opened a green door, a place home to demons and monsters. Why the Sasquatch was even possessed for a little bit. Oh, don't worry, he got better, as all comic characters who get possessed tend to do. Now, it's in Wisconsin, don't you know, that they end up catching Bruce Banner's trail. Unfortunately, they get more than they bargained for. It seems that everyone in this small, quaint town is getting angrier. More aggressive, more violent, more stabby, as Walter finds out when he gets between two good old boys who are having it out with one another. Cripe's sake, that's just not a good Wisconsin time there, I tell you what. Jacqueline ends up having to drag Walter to the hospital, which ultimately ends up being quite the bit of serendipity because this allows Bruce Banner to come out of the shadows and finally make contact with her. They don't really get to talk anything too important, though. We do realize in this issue that Jacqueline herself has a dark connection to something the Hulk did not too long ago, and that this is probably a personal vendetta for her. Banner says that he was able to find Walter because all gamma creatures leave a very particular residue behind them everywhere they go, a sort of radiation that is easy for the Hulk to track. Banner also finds it very strange that Walter would just allow himself to get stabbed like that when he could activate his own healing factor by turning into the Sasquatch, because after all, what's in the Hulk is in him too. And it would seem whatever mysterious force is causing the Hulk to act on darker impulses whenever night falls will also be affecting the Sasquatch too as the comic comes to a close. So that was the Immortal Hulk issue number 4, everybody, and overall I'm still really enjoying this series. I don't know if this issue was as strong as the ones that preceded it, but it's still pretty solid. I like working Sasquatch into the story. I think he's a nice little foil for the character of Bruce Banner himself, and it's fun to see the flashbacks of someone who knew Banner pre-Gamma Bomb. I think more than anything too, this issue sets up that Jacqueline might very well be the true main character of the Immortal Hulk series, our POV, and the one who probably has the most to lose right now. Overall, I think I'd feel comfortable giving this one a 7 out of 10. Pretty solid stuff. Hey there everyone, it's Cape Joel again. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, why not check out some of these other videos I've been working on from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to speed on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're in the market for a comic book trade and don't want to pay a lot of money, please use my book depository link down in the description. Not only will you save a bundle, not have to pay for shipping, but everything you buy via my link goes to support me in the channel, which is always nice. So until next time everyone, thanks again for watching, and I will be back again with more comic content that smacks of greatness.